request on one of my videos, and she wanted to know how to create a set of dominoes. I don't know exactly what she's going to do with this, but this would be really pretty easy. I don't know the exact dimensions, so you might want to look into that, but here's how I started off. And if you want to kind of follow along, each one of these represents these dots. Like this one's, well, I've actually moved it over, but it's x at 0.6 and x at negative 0.6. So we're going to start off, and as in before, I like to draw everything in the center of the page. So we're going to hit P on our keyboard, and so that is in the center of the page. Now I'm going to bring this a little closer now, and I'm going to also, if you wanted to find out the center of this block that you might need later to calculate, because my line here doesn't go all the way to the edge. So to get a good line, you need to go from that edge to that edge, and that's easily done. But then you just take your dot, and this is, now I draw in the center of the page, but you can take your rulers and put them to the edge of your domino. Now everything is correct. So let's just go by this other drawing here, save a little time and less thinking for me. We're going to put this domino, we're grabbing the back, so go to Object, Order, Place in back of page, then when you grab your dot. So we need the first one at x6 minus y minus 6. So go 0.6 minus 0.6, and it put our dot right where we wanted to go. Same thing, I'm not going to take the time in the video to go around, but you know, this is how I kind of figured out, you know, where to put everything. And then to just draw that line, I just drew a line, it's not going to cut through. And also, so after you've drawn your domino, what I suggest to do would be to round off the corners, almost like a real domino would look. But I would do that after I have moved my rulers over to this point, so you won't lose. And then all you have to do is just Control D, make another duplicate. So we want x at 0.5 and or 1.5 and y at minus 6. So let's go 1.5, and it put it right where we wanted to go. The next one is 2.4, so make duplicate, and it put it there automatically because that's the exact amount. So what I would do, and this is just a suggestion, would be to fill in all the dots, because this, you know, you don't have a domino with 9 in it, but you need all these dots. And then you could go and just take these, if you were going to make a full set, and I've got my block is 3 inches wide, so I've got my nudge factor set on 4. So I'm going to make a duplicate, and I'm going to move it over 4. And let's just do a few. So there's, to make the 6, we want this one removed, this one removed, this one removed, and we're going to make, we're going to make the double 6. Sorry. Need to go to back a page. Then to make the 5 is just removing that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Whoop. A little irritating. If you don't hit right on that dot, so we could put it in the back of the page. And there you have your 5. Your 4 would just be, you know, these dots. I'm going to leave that alone. Not worry about it. So there's your 4. And you could also delete them all at one time, just kind of encompass or lasso them. I'm hitting the line there. You could lasso those. There's your 4, and then you can put your block back. But you would have to do that. Now, I don't know what she's planning, if she's going to have these cut out, you know, to whatever. So you could make it any size you want. And I just started off with this size. It kind of, it's the shape of a domino. Now, with that said, let's say I drew this line, and when you draw that line, you want to, I made it 1,000 points, but you need to check scale with object and then hit OK. Because if you take this and now Control G to group it, when you bring it down, if you say if you want it smaller, then that line is it's in scale. Let's do this. Let's don't scale this one. Control G. Now let's don't scale this one. And it actually worked, I guess, because I scaled it or because I grouped it together. But that's how you would create dominoes. I mean, if you want to look back or pause the video, and these are only my references. So just remember to put your ruler right there, and then all these will be correct. Like this one is, if you can look up the top left, 1.5 minus 0.6, 2.4 y minus 6, and they just kind of all feel the same. So now let's say, with that said, you don't have to do it to both dominoes. You could do here, Control D, make a duplicate of it, and then do that. And then you've got the exact same thing. You've got to go back and delete some of these lines because you've doubled it. And no, I didn't double the dots. Yep. So whenever you do a double like that or a mirror image, you got to remember that your lines might be double. And if you're going to engrave it, it doesn't really matter. But if you're going to cut these out, it would try to cut it out twice. Anyway, that's kind of a fun project. Hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.